Accept a breakup that you did not want. In life, there has been a number of insights that I think they carried me through even the most difficult of times. One of them is when I realized that I don't have control over what people think, feel, and how they act. This is so humbling because so often in our lives, we try to get people to do certain things, to think a certain way, to feel a certain way, to accept us, to validate us, to want to stay with us. But I think it is wise when we realize that we have no control over what people think, feel, and what they do. Therefore, in this context of the breakup that we are talking about here, this means that you have no control over what your ex wants. So if this person chose willingly not to be with you, this means that you can't talk him into being in a relationship with him. You can't persuade him. You can't convince him. You can't give him excuses. You cannot do any of that. The only thing that you can do is that you accept that this person does not want to be with you, regardless of the reasons. You could be convinced with the reasons, so they could be excuses from your point of view. It does not matter. What matters is the conclusion that this person chose not to be with you. Now, of course, we go out and we tend to interpret this breakup or the end of this relationship as this means that we are not good enough. This means that we're not lovable. This means that we screwed up. This means that we're not going to find someone else like that. Now, just like I mentioned in one of the other videos that I posted here, there could be hundreds of reasons why a relationship comes to an end. It does not have to do with our self-esteem, with you, your value. You could be the best person in the world, and still your partner would want to choose to not be with you. So it's up to him. We have to learn to give ourselves permission to choose the people that we want to be in relationships with in our lives, as much as we give other people permission to do that. So when your ex chose not to be with you, it's his freedom. It's up to him. You cannot talk him into coming back into a relationship with you. So from experience, the more you try to do this, if you go back and try to convince him you try to work on it, you try to talk him back into the relationship, the more you do this, the more you are going to lose your dignity in the process. Because over time, you're going to realize that, well, I'm giving all of this away. I'm trying to be the best I could. I'm trying to, support him in every possible way. I'm trying to fix myself just for him to be with me, but over time you're going to realize that it's not going to work. It's just a matter of time until this relationship comes to an end. So the faster you accept that this relationship is no longer there, the better it is for you, because this means that you can choose to focus your energy on the one thing that you can control in this entire life, and that is yourself. The only thing that you can control in this life is what you think, how you feel, and what you do about any circumstance, event, or experience in your life. That is it. You can't control results. You can't control what other people do. You can't control circumstances. You cannot. You cannot. You only can control yourself. And that is both liberating and humbling at the same time. The other thing that I learned over time is that what you resist persists. If you continue to resist this breakup, to resist that this relationship has come to an end, the more you are going to keep your pain, your suffering longer. Because, every time you push against this thing, you try to do your best to bring it back to life. This is a dead creation. This relationship that you're trying to bring back to life, that you're trying to revive, it's a dead creation. you're trying to bring it back to life, you're wasting your time. You're putting your time and energy in the wrong place. What you can do is that you can just accept that this is no longer there and choose to focus on yourself. So, acceptance is freeing because you know what is the fastest way to allow pain to dissipate and go away? You know what's the fastest way? Is to acknowledge it, accept it, feel it. The more you resist pain, the more it's going to push against because it wants to come out, because it wants you to experience it, to feel it. So, but what do? You keep resisting it, you keep running away from it, you keep trying to text your ex back, you keep trying to distract yourself from doing the work. Anything that you do other than allowing yourself to feel the pain and accepting that this pain is part of life, that this pain is part of this experience, humbling experience of opening ourselves up and being vulnerable enough to be in a relationship with another human being. Pain is part of this equation. If you want to be loved, you have to be willing to be hurt. Now, of course, this is not an excuse for you to just go out and be with the wrong people, but this means that it is a possibility. And so this means that we have to be able to embrace it and to acknowledge that this is part of life. I personally would rather to feel pain, work through it, and then come on the other side a better human being than to be numb and feel nothing. I would rather love, have my heart broken, learn from it, work on myself, work on my insecurities, my traumas, and all of the things that I need to be working on, and then move on to be able to become a better human being and hopefully find a partner who has done the work on himself for us to create something beautiful together. I would rather have my heart broken than to stay, to keep building walls around myself because I'm afraid to open myself up. I'm afraid to be vulnerable, to express myself, and to actually feel the pain that comes with this experience. The interesting thing that happens actually, and this is from personal experience, is that the more you're willing to accept when a painful experience happens, the shorter it takes for you to heal. That's one. And then the two, you come out the other side more resilient, more wise, and more proud of yourself because you have done the work, because you have gotten the chance to build the grit in yourself, because you know that, okay, well, whatever life throws at me, I'll be able to, find my way through it because I've been through so much already and I come the other side victorious. I have done the work on myself. I have sat down enough times with my body and allowed it to express every single ache, every sadness, every anger, every frustration, every sort of pain I have ever felt. And let me tell you, the experience has been nothing but freeing. I sat with my body for hours meditating. I cried. I let it all out. And it's so freeing because the amount of peace, tranquility, love, relaxation, freedom, joy that you experience when you sit with your body, when you allow yourself to feel the pain and to not run away from it. I'm telling you, there is nothing on this planet that is as freeing as this experience. Because most of the time what happens is that we hold ourselves away from feeling. Why? Because we think that, well, if I feel this pain, it's going to hurt me so much. Okay, well, it's going to hurt you even more if you don't feel it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to face this pain and to sit down with it and to listen to all of this chatter in my mind and to listen to all of this terrible internal conversations that I have with myself. Okay, guess what? If you are afraid to face your fear, it is going to have control over you. When you are afraid to feel the pain, it is going to keep controlling you, controlling every thought, every action, every feeling, And you're going to be walking around thinking that you have autonomy, that you have control over your life, whereas in reality, pain, fear, and all of these emotions that you refuse to acknowledge and to allow yourself to feel, all of these emotions, they are the ones that are controlling you. You are not the one who's in control. And you know what? You want to test this? Sit down with your body and see if you're going to react and respond to your body, or you're going to respond to the higher you, the inner you, the one that has the consciousness, the one that knows all that you need to know, the one that has all the wisdom, all the answers to all the questions that you've ever had in your life. Which one you're going to listen to more? Most of the time, we actually believe into the mental chatter that we've been having for, so many years. And let me tell you another insight that really helped me a lot in my life. And that is, most of the thoughts that I think are not mine. They are not mine. The ones that I used to think when I was in so much suffering in the past of my life, most of them, they were not mine. They were nothing but patterns that I have practiced over and over and over again until I developed a sense of certainty, a belief that these are the things that I know about myself. And therefore, I started feeling this way and I started to act upon them. But they are not mine. When I learned to tell the difference between the thoughts that are mine, the beliefs that are mine, that are really mine, that I really want to adopt in this life because they are the ones that serve me, versus the ones that I have been practicing for years because they were the ones that I got from my family, from media, from, my classmates at school, from what my teachers once told me. When you're able to tell the difference between these two things, your life is going to be completely different, I'm telling you, because you're going to be selective, going to choose the beliefs and the thoughts that are going to serve you and let go of the ones that don't. If you try to sit down with yourself with a pen and paper and then ask yourself, why can't I just accept that this relationship has come to an end? Let me tell you, most of the time, the reasons you're going to jot down on this piece of paper, they have nothing to do about the reality of the relationship that you are in. Most of these reasons are going to be stories that you have created in your life about what this relationship could have been if your ex would have been the partner that you really wanted him to be. But let me tell you, the reality is different. He is not that person, and the relationship is not how you would like it to be, and that's why it has come to an end. If it wasn't, it wouldn't have ended. I say this with so much compassion. I know that it is hard, it is difficult to accept and grieve the death of all the hopes, all the dreams, the future that we have created in our imagination with this person. I know that it's hard. It's hard to accept and grieve these ones. But again, resisting this reality is going to create more pain than the end of the relationship itself. What is going to liberate you more than anything else is radical acceptance of the status quo, of this moment. This moment you have no control over, but you have control over how you feel about it, how you respond to this experience. Are you going to let the end of this relationship define who you become? Someone who's bitter, someone who's angry, who's frustrated, who's a walking representation of rage because someone else has let them down? Or are you going to choose to be a personification of greatness, someone who has done the work on herself? She sat with herself, with her body enough times until you taught it that it's okay to feel the pain and to let it go. It's okay to do that. Last thing that I want to say about this topic is that, when you think about it, real love means that you care for your well-being as much as you care for the well-being of your partner. Anything else other than this is unhealthy attachment. When you think about it, if this person chose not to be with you, this means that he knows that being with you is not going to serve him, whether that's the true story or not, but he chose this. So for you, if you really care about this person and if you really love him, then it means that you are going to give him this right to choose what serves him best. And at the same time, you give yourself the right to do what's best for you. And what's best for you is to let go of this person, to kill the hope that you will ever go back. Because I can tell you, when you keep this hope alive, it is going to get you to do sometimes like things that you will even be, I don't know, not so proud of. You will go back and you will, like, everything that you try to do from a place of getting this person back is not going to serve you. It's going to be energy directed in the wrong place. You do anything for yourself. You don't do nothing for him to get him back. So let me know in the comments if you find any of what I shared today is helpful for you. If you have any questions or topics that you would like me to create videos about, especially when it comes to how to overcome a breakup for anxiously attached women, please take care of yourself. Know that this pain is temporary and that you're going to come out on the other side a better human being than you are. I'll see you in our next video.